Hi students, now we're going to do part 2 of mixed numbers and improper fractions. In this video we're going to learn and practice how to convert between mixed numbers and improper fractions mathematically. Here we go. Let's title this page Converting Between, meaning going both ways. And then over here, let's write mixed numbers and improper fractions. And we want to be able to go both ways. So let's first say converting from a mixed number to an improper fraction is easy. Let's write that. Converting from mixed number to improper fraction is easy. Let's take a look. I'll show steps. Step 1, multiply denominator times whole number. Remember, you can always pause the video to catch up. Step 2, add the numerator to this amount. And then step 3, it all goes over your original denominator. For example, let's use the same example we were working on before, 2 and 1/3, right? So remember, you can pause the video, so it's okay that I'm covering that stuff. So here's our number, 2 and 1/3. Step 1, you multiply the denominator. There it is. You multiply the denominator times the whole number. So basically you're saying each group of thirds is one whole number, and I have 2 wholes. So 3 times 2. So that's multiplying 3 times 2, and then I always just hold this number in my head. 3 times 2 gives me 6, right? 3 times 2 equals 6. And then you take that number and you add in your extra part, this one little extra one. 6 and 1 more is 7. And it all goes over your original denominator, which is 3. So you take the 3, the denominator, because it represents how many are in that whole. You multiply it times the number of holes you have, 3 times 2, because that shows you how many you have right there. 3 times 2 equals 6. You hold that number in your head, and then you add in however many extra pieces you have, the numerators, in your fractional part. So 6 plus one more piece is 7. 7 is your new numerator. It all goes over the original denominator, just like that. Do a practice one down here on the side, mathematically. Practice this. Let's say we have 4 and 2/5. Go through the steps. Step 1, step 2, and then step 3. So I hope by now you have a new improper fraction. Pause the video if you need to. Now I'll model. Step 1, multiply your denominator times your whole number. 5 times 4 gives me 20. I'm holding that in my head. I did 5 times 4. That gave me 20. And then I'm going to add in my extra parts to that number. So I'm going to take my 22 and I'm going to add in the extras. My 20. Add in the extras. That gives me 22 parts. It all goes over your original denominator because the kind of parts you have didn't change. Alrighty. On the next page, we'll continue with converting from improper fractions to mixed numbers. So this is a continued. So, converting from improper fractions to mixed numbers is just a little trickier. A little trickier. It's only trickier because now we have to use division, which is more difficult than multiplication. Here we just did multiplication and addition. Here we have to use some division. We're going to use that same example. We already know the answer, so we're going to practice it. So let me give you the steps. Step 1. Oops, I should do it like this. Steps. Eesh. Come on, Miss Becky, making all kinds of errors. Let's go like this. Steps, colon. Step 1. Divide your numerator by your denominator. That's really what we're doing, is dividing our numerator by our denominator. The whole number, the whole number that goes in, as in how many times it evenly divides in, is your new whole number. Or let's take out whole. The number that goes in is your whole number. Step 3, any remainders are your new numerator. Step 4, they go over your original denominator. I know, a little trickier. Let's take a look. So we're going to use that same example we've been working with, which is 7/3. So you're going to divide 7 divided into groups of 3. So 7 times 3, you're going to figure out how many whole groups of 3 go in 7. So 3, 6, right? 6 is 2 groups of 3 go in there. And it gets me close to 7, but not past. So 2 whole groups go in, so that becomes my new whole number. So 7 divided by 3 is 2 whole groups of 3, but that only gets me to 6. I still have one little piece left over. So my leftover piece, my remainder, becomes my new numerator over my original denominator. Let's see if I can write that up a little better. 7 divided by 3 equals 2, remainder of 1, right? Because you have 3, 6, and then 1 remainder. So this is the secret key that becomes your new mixed number. 2 is your whole number, your remainder is your numerator, and denominator stays the same because the kind of pieces didn't change. All right, students, we'll do some practice. Actually, let me give you guys a little practice one here. Practice this. Let's do 21 fifths. So step 1, divide your numerator by your denominator. However many whole times it goes in becomes your whole number. Remainders are your new numerators. Denominator stays the same. Try it out. Okay, here I go. 21 divided by 5 gives me 4. But 4 times 5 is only 20, so I have one leftover piece. That one leftover piece is my new numerator. Denominator stays the same. If I wrote it as a sentence like this, let me just separate these off so I don't get confused. I could do 21 divided by 5 equals 4. 5 times 4 is 20, so I still have one little remaining piece, remainder 1. 4 is my new whole number. 1 is my new numerator. Denominator stays the same because the kind of pieces didn't change. Alrighty, students, we will do some practice problems, and good luck.